What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Make It or Break It Monday, the show that helps you get your head right so you can start your week right. So we recently had some friends that moved, and I promised my buddy a few weeks ago that I'd help him move some rock into his backyard and into his side yard. So this weekend was the weekend, so I get my gym clothes, scrubby shoes on, I got some one bottle of water and some sunglasses. So I head on over, and as I pull up, I see him dressed in clothes to protect him from the sun, a sun hat, sunglasses. He's got all the tools, wheelbarrow, he's got a weight belt on, water, Gatorade, all this stuff. I'm like, man, I'm not as prepared as he is. So I get there, I start shoveling rock, we put in the wheelbarrow, we gotta take the wheelbarrow to the side of the house. My buddy actually had the rock delivered the day before, and he was actually already halfway through it because he had some other friends come over and help him before. I quickly learned, though, to watch what he was doing and how he was doing it, what shovel to use at the top of the rock versus the bottom of the rock, how to carry the wheelbarrow, everything else in between. I was carrying the wheelbarrow too high and actually scraped it on the curb. I actually dumped some of the rock out, and just how to fill it, how to move it, how to dump it out. When you were done, instead of having to pick the wheelbarrow up in the side of his yard and completely try to lift it and turn around, but instead just to stop, turn around, and kind of pull it back. All those little things. Just watching him, and I asked him, I was like, hey, how'd you learn to do this? He's like, well, he's in a new development, and he actually went around and started to watch some of the other people inside the house as they had stuff delivered, how they were actually doing it. And I was like, it's so much easier, and it really humbled me a little bit to think about tools, tactics, and techniques. He had the tools. I only brought a normal spade shovel, and he had that. He had a flat shovel. He had 2 wheelbarrows. He had a weight belt to help him. He had what he needed, and he had the tactics to understand where to dump the rocks. You're not pushing through the rock to get further back in the yard, how to actually place it so you didn't have to spread it as far, and everything else of how to lift the wheelbarrow, how to move the wheelbarrow, and how to shovel more effectively. So the tactics, the tools that he brought, and then the technique of actually doing it completely changed the rest of my afternoon. I was still ill prepared. I got sunburnt because I obviously got a nice farmer's tan over here for not covering up the right way and using enough sunscreen. And luckily he had a bunch of stuff to help us hydrate and stay safe. But man, tactics, tools, and techniques. We overlook and we come ill-prepared to many situations. If my buddy wasn't as prepared, we would have had a rough go if we only went off of what I brought to the table. So it got me thinking of, hey, how am I looking at every single day? Am I actually walking in with the tactics, the tools, and the technique to actually go win the day? And a lot of us, sometimes we wake up in the morning and we go through the motions and then we just show up. And a lot of the time, we're not as effective because we don't have the right tactics. We're not prepared with the right tools to start us off and take us through that actual full length of the job. And then the technique makes us slower. We don't have the right technique to be efficient. So as you go about your week this week, think about the tactics, the tools, and the technique of what you have to go through on a daily basis, both home and at work, and see where you can become more efficient, where you can become more prepared, and where you can actually take on the day with the tactics, the tools, and the techniques to win every single day. Hope you guys are doing good. Have a good week.